Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
This episode is powered by Poddex.
Thank you for tuning in today. You are now listening to That Will Never Work podcast with your host, Maurice Chisholm. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you today? Listen, y'all. This is going to be a very interesting show today because I have had quite an interesting month. I think one of the other episodes I talked about how there have been challenges within my family. We've had quite a few people transition, if you will, from this life to the next life, and there were some of them were very unexpected. Well, most of them were very unexpected. And one of the things that I have noticed in this time frame is I've had a very hard time in being consistent. And those moments have, because of these being family members and their influence on me, the other family members also trying to continue on with other means of income or whatever it might have been, keeping a family straight, if you will. The hardest thing has been to be consistent with the podcast. And one of the things that they keep talking about on social media, that, you're going to make it as long as you stay consistent. So, I encourage each and every one of you today to stay consistent. And as long as you are dedicated to it, you'll find a way to get back to it. So, at this moment, I am struggling with that. And I don't know how many of you are struggling with the exact same thing. What happens is we get so consumed with whatever else is going on. And with that comes maybe depression, being in a state of being unmotivated, even when you think you are motivated, but you just don't have enough energy, and you find yourself eating incorrectly, taking in the wrong type of content, whatever it is. I think, what happens in this moment of being consistent, we get caught up in being unhappy, and we start to create unhappy things in an instant. And so in those unhappy moments, we become inconsistent with what is making us happy, what is helping us to achieve our goals, what is helping us to stay on track. For those individuals that might have been dealing with some type of dependency, if you will, on exterior modes of happiness. Those things are sometimes really hard to break unless we're consistently working on becoming a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. My challenge has been being consistent because I've been personally I believe in a space of maybe not depression, but of just being unmotivated. So picking up this microphone, some people might think, "Hey, well, Maurice, you got your own studio. You're working on things. You're moving things along, and the appearance is you are making it happen, right? But that doesn't mean that behind the scenes that I'm struggling, that I'm not struggling. And we're talking about, that will never work. It's not going to work if you don't as we've been talking about building your brand, being honest about where you are and what's going on and what's holding you back. Sometimes these external situations hold us back from becoming the better version of ourselves, we get, again, so caught up in those type of situations that we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I encourage each and every one of you today to be consistent, to get over the hump. Find a way to get over the hump. Find a way that's going to, or find something that's going to help you to become better tomorrow. It might not happen today. You might need to sit down and think about it today and work on it for tomorrow. I don't believe that we are made to be in a place that is unhappy. Some people live in that space. Some people like that space. But I don't believe that we're really meant to be in that space. I believe we are meant to be a happy group of people, period, across the board. No matter your race, your creed, your nationality, I think all of us across the board are meant to be happy. And some of that comes from, what are you putting out there to be in a happy space? One of the interviews that we've had, where we talked about stress, how do you relieve stress? And so I think that for myself, like I said, having these family members transition, I found myself thinking about these individuals especially because of their age. And I was like, wow, they're really, really close to my age. So it was a lot of stress that was probably unnecessary. I can reflect on them, but not stress about it, which, again, affected my consistency across the board. So I challenge you today to find a way to be consistent. Find out what's stressing you out that's hindering your consistency in moving forward. Being consistent is what's going to help achieve your goals, achieve your happiness, no matter what that is. Thank you very much.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.